Thank you so much. And I would like to know, first of all, that who is our first speaker, because this is a very important topic today. We are talking about development and environment. I think you are in favor of environment,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. I'm a
Introduce yourself and begin your speech.
I am a BBA student from Indian Institute of Management, Rohtak. Today I'm here to speak in support of environment. Quoting William Wordsworth first, to her fair words did nature link, the human soul that through me ran, and much it grieved my heart to think what man has made of man. As an economics student, the first thing I learned was the difference between needs and wants. Needs arise due to survival necessities. Now, wants are one step further. They arise because of greed. As Gandhiji said, there is enough to satisfy every man's need, but not every man's greed. As long as human civilizations restricted to their needs, both mankind and nature were happy and were smiling. But human beings never stop chasing happiness, isn't it? One level achieved, we move to the next. The goal is to win, and in the race to reach the destination, we don't think about the journey in between. In the midst of striving for development, in order to satisfy our comfortable lifestyles, we've put our very ecosystem in danger. Our rich rivers, forests, our land, everything is getting destroyed, and these are components without which we can't even survive. Remember the famous Chipko movement? The woman behind it, Devi Amrita, she sacrificed her life to protect the Khejri trees, which were to be cut to build a.
Thank you so much, Shruti. Thank you so much for your speech strongly in favor of environment. Afia, are you there?
Yes,
So
yes.
please introduce you briefly, and also keep it in mind that you have 1.5 minutes only.
Fine, sir. My name is Arfia, and I'm a professor since 9 years. And coming to the topic, I support more to environment. Environment is more important, first of all. Why? The first, I need to tell you that the concept of environment has developed since it has started to become a global issue, in the year of 1970s. So the word environment means it is derived from old French and to surround, right? So according to E.G. Ross, it states that environment is an external force which empowers us. Now, major issues. Why environment is important? Major issues like global warming, greenhouse effect, air, pollution, everything it's important, right? But this is increasing day by day issues. Why? Because we people with the country are running behind the development. We should not run first for development. We should improve our natural resources. Natural resources are important, of course. Like for, in the year of 2018 and 19, Chennai city, they had faced a lot. They had faced a drought in the water because of water, because they have come up with a development. They had come up with the very first development, and because of fast development, they have faced many things for the water. The major over there was a water, the major lakes,
You have 30 seconds now.
Yeah. So development, first we should support our natural resources. Natural resources is very important in day-to-day life, because today human beings are surviving, plants, animals, this all we need breathe, right? Breathe is very important. So because of this, first we should focus on our resources, and then we should run behind the development. So
thank you. I will tell you that this whole debate of environment and development started in the regime of the UPA government, when the then Prime Minister, Mr. Manmohan Singh, said that some of the foreign funded NGOs are trying to disrupt the developmental activities in India. He was particularly mentioning about the Kudankulam atomic energy project, which was being sabotaged by some of the environmentalists at that time. And then it was raised at that level. And then there were several amendments in the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act also, and the NGOs foreign funding acts also, and so many things were done at the government level, and then this debate had started, which is still going on. So this debate is very, very important, and I am agree with you that preserving our nature is very, very important for the human being, for all humankind. But similarly, we cannot forget that we cannot live without the development. So how to keep a balance? How to keep a balance? Now I'm inviting Mr. Prasanna Raj Ambedkar. Are you there, Mr. Prasanna?
Yes, sir. A very good evening to all of you. Here, Prasanna Raj Ambedkar from Patna University. I'm completing my graduation from political science. So before I'm starting my debate, my topic, I'm just आप लोगों का सभी का ध्यान में एक तरफ खींचना चाहूंगा कि आज हम सब एक वर्चुअल मीट पे आज बैठे हुए हैं, डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ इंडिया के अलग अलग कोने से आज हम एक साथ बैठे हुए हैं. ये एक डेवलपमेंट का, इट इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एग्जांपल ऑफ डेवलपमेंट कि इस टेक्नोलॉजी में इतने दूर होने के बावजूद भी आज हम एक वर्चुअल मीटिंग कर रहे हैं, एक इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक पे बात कर पा रहे हैं. दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एग्जांपल ऑफ डेवलपमेंट. जैसा कि 2020 का वर्ष हमारे लिए काफी चैलेंजिंग था. पेंडेमिक के समय में भी हम लोगों का जो एकेडमिक कैरियर था वो एक साल बर्बाद ना होते हुए हम ऑनलाइन क्लासेस करके, ऑनलाइन एग्जाम देके अपना एक साल का कैरियर था वो जो बचा सके. हम सभी, अगर हम आपसे एक सवाल पूछे आप सभी से कि विच कंट्री इज मोर पावरफुल इन दिस वर्ल्ड, तो हम प्रोबेबली यही जवाब देंगे कि यूनाइटेड स्टेट और चाइना. तो हम किस बेसिस पे उसे डेवलप पावरफुल कह रहे हैं? ऑब्वियसली इन इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट पे. आज अमेरिका का इकोनॉमी $21 ट्रिलियन है. इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट इज वन पार्ट ऑफ द डेवलपमेंट. वी कांट हम और भी एस्पेक्ट्स को हमें देखना होगा इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट का, जैसे कि वहाँ के जो मिलिट्री डेवलपमेंट है, वहाँ का जो एजुकेशनल डेवलपमेंट है. तो वी कांट आइसोलेट द डेवलपमेंट ऑन द नेम ऑफ इन्वायरमेंट. Here I also want to say that we are also concerned about the environment. That's why we invented the idea of sustainable development. हम डेवलपमेंट के साथ साथ इन्वायरमेंट को भी साथ लेके चलेंगे. हमें इन्वायरमेंट को बचाने के लिए भी हमें डेवलपमेंट की बहुत आवश्यकता है. जैसे ग्रीन रिवोल्यूशन है. ग्रीन रिवोल्यूशन इज ऑल्सो काइंड ऑफ रिवोल्यूशन इन एग्रीकल्चर. एग्रीकल्चर में पहले जो फूड्स थे वो बहुत कम प्रोडक्शन होते थे, फूड ग्रेन्स का बहुत कम प्रोडक्शन होते थे, लेकिन डेवलपमेंट के कारण, एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी के कारण आज इतने बड़े मासेस के लिए फूड ग्रेन्स अच्छे मात्रा में मिल रहे हैं. सो दिस इज माय व्यूज ऑन डेवलपमेंट. थैंक यू.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prasanna. You have well completed within the time. And now I would like to invite the other panelists of today's discussion. I have Mr. Gaurav Srivastava. Mr. Gaurav is there?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Are you there?
Good evening to everyone. This is Gaurav Srivastava, and I'm a senior consultant in E&Y company. And I'm working with the UP state government. So I'm going to speak in favor of development. So if you see that no country can, you can say, come out from the vicious circle of the poverty. And a country like us, where the 30-35% people are living under the poverty line. So as Shruti, my friend here, Shruti said that the needs and wants. So if you see that needs and want is a very subjective term. A developed country can say that AC and the car is a necessity for them. But a country like us, even the food is a necessity for us. So it's a very subjective to say what is a need and what is a want. So in my opinion, that the development is very, very important in a developing country. And what we can do to compensate the environment, we can add some environmental cost. Whenever we are making any item in our country, in the manufacturing sector, we are just checking the cost of the manpower and the item cost. We are not checking the environmental cost. So if we are adding the environmental cost, we can say that which item is harming to our environment. And according to the report of World Bank in 2013, India spent almost 3.17 trillion rupees environmental costs. So if the other country, the World Bank, and they are checking the environmental costs, why can't we do that? So I am very much favor of development, but at the same time, I want to, you can say, conserve our environment as well. But if I'll say I have to choose between two, it's a very difficult to say. What we can do, we can increase, add some policy. Like if you see the Forest Development Authority, what they are saying, if you're cutting a single plant, you have to rope at least 10 sapling. I can understand it's a on paper thing, 10 sapling is not going to replace, but if we are saying 10, at least 2 or 3 are going to work. So we have to make our policy, if we are developing something, you can say any construction or any kind of item that is harming to environment, we have to compensate in the same way. So here I'm just completing my point so that my fellow competitor, or you can say person can talk on their behalf.
Yeah, very right. Absolutely right. You talked about some figures of the World Bank. I will tell you that a new report finds that environmental degradation cost of India is around $80 billion per year, or almost 5.7% of its economy. So, but we have to create a balance between the development. Neither you leave the development nor you can leave the environment. So how India could create a balance between these two, that is the more important issue. And now I would like to invite another fellow, Mr. Prafulla Dwivedi. Are you there, Mr. Dwivedi?
Yes, sir.
So introduce yourself. Are you going to talk in favor of development or in favor of environment?
Sir, I am talking in favor of development.
You are going to talk in favor of development. Are you also going to put some figures over there to give some examples, or just say? It's up to you. You have 1.5 minutes and you have to wind up within the time.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. This is Praful Dwivedi. I have completed my graduation in Economics and Political Science. I have completed my Master's in Sociology, and right now I'm pursuing my LLB. I'm in second year from Lucknow University. So as far as development is concerned, we need to consider two important aspects. One is the growth and one is the development. Growth is actually the compilation of all the activities that we do. But necessarily, it is not the fact that every growth leads to development. Development only happens when the fruits of your growth will be able to reach to the last person of your humanity, or the last person of your human race, whether it is a village or whether it is a city or metropolitan area. So in this way, then only we can say that we are undergoing development. But definitely it should not be at the cost of environment. But I want to say that development and environment always go hand in hand. We need to understand the whole concept of development, that it is not just one fold. It is just not economic or territorial development. It is manifoldly involved. It is cultural, it is social, economic, it is political, it is intellectual. At every aspect there's a development happens, and development means we have to exchange something for the recent that we have done. We have to move towards a more better opportunity. So in this way, development is necessary and the need of the hour. But definitely it's not at the cost of the pollution of the environment. But even there we have made development, like India has made International Solar Alliance, with which we have headquartered at Gurugram. At the same time, Paris Conventions and many other conventions are also there, which are actually a part of development in our support for the environment too. So definitely we have sustainable development prospect also, which is a very favorable part for India and very other countries to need to be part. So definitely I think that development and environment need to go hand in hand, but definitely development is necessary, but not at the cost of environment, but in the aspect of the environment in the form of sustainable development. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I will again invite the first speaker, Shruti, and I will ask the person who is in favor of development, Mr. Prasanna Raj. Are you ready to counter with Shruti?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready to counter with Shruti? So Shruti, either you start your a few points which you raised, you summarize your points, and then Mr. Prasanna Raj would be asking to you a couple of questions, or maybe putting his own view, and you can give a counter argument. So the debate has already started. This is a very good argument. This is the very point we want to raise. The Shruti, you understood very rightly that what is the point of debating, that this is the point of debating. That how can you say you will go to a Stone Age without any development, and there would be some development. So up to what level? That is the point of debate.
Shruti, you beautifully raised a point initially, that needs and wants. So I just want to know, if you have a choice, you have to go in a village where a beautiful environment is there, but the development is not there. You have to cook by yourself, or you do not have any vehicle or something like that. You will prefer that place or where you are staying right now? What place you will prefer? I'm just asking a simple question to you.
All right. Thanks for the question, Gaurav. So let's discuss the time when development was not there.
No, I'm asking a simple, straightforward question.
I will come to your answer. I will come to your answer. Definitely, I will. So let's go back to that era when development was not there the way it is today. So there was everything that mankind could ever want.
But
so there was no
my point is different. I'm not talking a general subject or general subjective question. I'm talking a very specific question. What you will prefer at right now? I'm not talking about the previous history. I'm talking about right now. If you have to pick two things, a developed place or a environmental place, what you'll choose? I'm asking a simple, straightforward question to you.
I have no problem choosing the latter one. I have no grudges in choosing the village option. So I'm justifying that in my argument. Okay. Let me say something.
Okay. So if we will ask here, I believe people have a different choices. So if we have a different choices, and we are discussing here, without development, do you think that you can raise your even own point here? So development is required. You accepted this thing? Because without development, we cannot use the internet. We cannot debate like that. Even someone raised this beautiful, you can say, example. Without development, we cannot talk like that. We cannot discuss like that. So do you favor that development is required on some cost of environment at least?
But talking here like this has no impact on the environment. Because
we
are on an aerospace.
Because the fiber lines implemented somewhere, because so many towers mounted, these are harming in longer length. How can you say that's not harming the environment?
All right, so I'll get back to my reason one.
Even the laptop you are using.
But then what about those people who just need one car, but then they're owning 3 to 4 cars just for the sake of luxury?
Now you are talking development on what cost? I agree. I completely agree your point. Having 2 to 3 cars is not good, but who will decide the need and wants? That is another question. But you are favoring that development should be there. At least a car should be there. At least internet should be there. Are you favoring with that?
So if you're living in this present era, if everybody owns it, of course we need it. But if there is an era where nobody owns it, it's perfectly okay. So I'm saying we can still live a life where development is not present, but environment is in its perfect health.
That is the reason I said we have to add one environmental cost as well. If you are making anything which is harming to the environment, we have to add the environmental cost as well.
I would like to add that environment and development, it should be an interlink. It is not just like environment is important or development, but
exactly.
First, that environment should be there first, because we can't kill natural resources. Today we are surviving. Today we are over here. We are breathing. Why? Natural resources. You can't kill our environment. We can't kill it all our environment because we are giving them trouble. We are troubling, and ultimately it is trouble for us as well. Develop. I'm not saying that we should not develop. Of course, we should.
Sorry, Ulfia, but don't you think you're overreacting, Miss? We are not saying that it should not be there. We are not against that much of the environment.
Interlink. It is an interlink. You can't just say that it is development is more important. No, it should be an interlink. First, it should be an environment. Save our environment and go for development.
But you said that environment is first. You have said both are interlinked, but you said environment is first. These statements are very contrast.
Environment, and then it should be in development. It should not.
We need to understand both are supplementary. Both are supplementary. Both are complementary.
Can both of you give any particular example that this is the example where environment has been protected and development has been done, or maybe this is the way the environment has been killed or destroyed and the development has been done? So give the examples and talk about the facts and figures.
So, sir, if you see the country like Japan, where the earthquake is very common, right? If we are not developing, if we are not, our science is not that, you can say, advanced, they are making their houses a kind of earth resistance. So if they are not making their houses like that, environment is going to kill them every time. Not only in Japan. If you see the countries like Canada or some part of the US, if they are not making the ACs, or you can say such kind of equipment, they are not going to survive. So sometimes environment is killing. So development is giving a platform where they can match with the, or you can say they can overcome with the negativity of the environment. Environment is
this is not my point to intervene, but let me give, because we are doing the trial runs, you are clubbing the natural disaster with the environment. Natural disaster is something different and environment is something different. Tsunami, floods, and other things are natural disasters. They are creating their buildings and houses to protect from the natural disasters, not from the environment. So that's the thing. Although that is a fact that if they do not have the developmental, technological development, how will they create such houses? That is important. But you cannot club the development, environment, and disasters, you know? So these are very different things.
Exactly. I just wanted to make this point here that all the natural
especially
disasters that are aggravating in the current times are a result of development.
Yeah, can you, any of you give any example of such thing?
Yeah, I would. Why not? So our want for ACs are a cause for global
warming. Any particular example, any living example?
In some area of villages, or even in most of the area of the villages.
Any particular example of destruction by development?
I'm giving particular example only. In some areas, we are not getting the electricity, but with the help of some kind of technology like...
No, this is not a particular example.
Right,
I'm giving the particular example of Rudraprayag. Rudraprayag, whatever happened in the Rudraprayag, that was said by the environmentalist because of the lot of construction in that particular area. So this situation emerged, that a tsunami kind of situation had come, if you remember, 2-3 years ago. So that was a clear example of such thing, that how the river was blocked and then the things happened.
Thing had happened in the year of 2018 in Chennai city. Same thing, because of fast development has led to a stress on natural resources, like especially...
Absolutely. This is the kind of clear example you will have to put up, you know. Just saying for saying and arguing for argument is not good. You will have to give particular examples or particular facts, particular report you will have to quote when you are arguing with each other. Yeah, Mr. Dwivedi.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Sir, I just need to make the panel understand that we have undergone two important concepts and we are intermixing them. One is the growth and second is the development. So development is a very subjective topic and it changes with the demographic and other political and socio-economical conditions. If we undergo, as far as India is considered, it is going a growth. It is not undergoing development. So therefore, it is very important that whatever you manufacture, that fruits need to be able to reach to the last person of the human race that you are catering to. So as far as the India is concerned, we are not undergoing development, we are undergoing growth first of all. But as far as the Western countries are concerned, they are actually undergoing development because every strata of society is able to understand the facts and the policies which government need to implement. Second important thing is, as far as development and environment dilemma is considered, I can cite examples like if we undergo the formation of the canal system, like Indira Gandhi Canal has been formed, that is also a part of development only. But that canal has played a very important role in removing most of the difficulties that arise in the agriculture sector of that particular area, just because of the untimely rainfall conditions that are prevalent in India. That is why this is a development, and it is also survival for the human race too. Though I can say that development is definitely benefiting human, but as I've said about the sustainable development, it need to be ensured. And what is sustainable development? We need to understand that also. Sustainable development is a development of satisfying the present generation without making the future generation responsible for our present needs. Therefore, we need to have a sustainable development, and then we can achieve that particular environment and development balance. Thank you.
Any counter argument by Shruti or Arshia?
Yes,
okay.
We can't kill our natural resources. We can't kill our environment first, because we are developing our country, right? For example, our country, we are developing, we need some resources. Without resources, you can't develop. Of course not. Of course not. We people are killing our environment. We people should not.
That's fine. That's fine. But what is the point? What is the point?
Sir,
can I counter argue to those who are supporting development?
Yes.
I want to make a point.
Yes.
So if you're talking about development that induces growth and help countries evolve, then just listen to me here when I say that when you destroy the rainforests for all those construction purposes that you want to do, it forces the native people to go to urban slums, forcing them to poverty. Polluted water, that is a result of industrialization, it leads to crop failure. And we're shifting to genetically produced crops. So what are you technically eating? You're eating something that is artificially produced. And then all this climate change is again a factor of industrialization and development. It just turns fertile lands into barren wastelands. And this causes floods to occur in I think almost every year. India is struck with a lot of floods, and it takes the lives of millions of people. So already we've wasted so many natural resources, and the aftermaths of using and exploiting all these natural resources is also not very happy.
You are talking about this. If you see the death rates, right, by birth death rate earlier, because nobody was able to understand what kind of diseases they are facing, child by birth. Because of the technology, because of the science, because of our doctors, we started finding out the diseases, and a lot of death rates are reduced now. If you see the mortality rate, it drastically changed. So we cannot say because of the development, these death rates decreases.
Fine. We have just 5 minutes now to wind up. So the next argument will be on just a single line or single point. You make one line, or the counter will be one liner only, no explanations at all.
Paris Agreement, these two are development. At the same time, they're protecting the environment. Thank you.
Counter, Arshia.
Without eating, we are not human beings are not survive. And that's what it is important.
Yes, Gaurav.
Development is supporting the environment, and that is the reason we are waiting for the vaccine to kill the coronavirus.
Mr. Prasanna?
Yeah, I just conclude my point in 2 lines. Here we need to understand that environment and development are ये एक versus नहीं है. हमें समझना होगा. We need to understand they are very complementary to each other, and that's what we invented sustainable development, solar energy, recycling. Water.
Fine, thank you. Shruti.
Scientific advancements in the development that you're so proud of has made people too confident about their abilities to control the environment. So there have been so many serious accidents like the Bhopal gas tragedy, the Uttarakhand floods, and many more, which are a result of development itself. Thank you.
Suggest all the panelists, if you all are there, so instead of just arguing for the sake of argument, keep ready with the facts and figures and examples. Give the examples that this is the Chennai example, this is the Rudraprayag example, this is the another Kodai-Kolam project, atomic energy project example, how they have disrupted. Or like Vivek ji said, this is a roadblock department. So those facts and figures and quotations should be ready so that you talk on the topic, talk on the facts. This was excellent. You all made it was looking like a professional debate. Thank you so much.